Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Micro Investor, where we do technical analysis and price predictions on many different cryptocurrencies every single day. Now, in this video, we are going to be talking about Ethereum. Now, a lot of people are making videos saying that we're going to see a bigger crash. It's a bit overwhelming to really listen to what a lot of people are saying. Yes, markets are moving down. I hope people do expect that to be a normal scenario that would happen within the markets. So hopefully that there's a good number of like-minded people that are listening to this today and watching, and will understand that nothing really has changed much. Now, what we're looking at is the price of Ethereum, of how things are going right now. When we look at its 52-week low that was back in the middle of June and how quickly it had gone up, within a wave one, they also had a 5-wave impulse inside of it. It came down. I'm calling that a wave two. We still haven't seen the price of Ethereum drop lower than where it was on September 21st within this wave two. So it's still a wave two. It hasn't changed. And we're not sure if we've completed this wave two or if we're within a wave three. There's no guarantees of that yet. But even then, there's still nothing, in my opinion, to be afraid of. Now, we have fallen below this 618 Fibonacci level, which was at a price of around 1320. We're just a little bit below it. Nothing too scary, in my opinion. And since we haven't fallen below this price where Ethereum was at within the low point of this wave two yet, it's nothing to be concerned about. And not only that, if it was to fall below where it was within this wave two, it still would mean that, hey, we just completed the wave two at this lower price instead. I don't think it's anything to be alarmed of, in my opinion. This whole time I've been thinking about the possibility that we've completed the wave two and we were working on going into this wave three, or that this wave two was part of a possible 5-wave impulse to the downside that would be inside of it. So saying that this ABC that we have here was just wave 1, 2, 3, and then we're working on wave 4 right now, and then we're going to come down in a wave 5, and that would be where this larger impulse here would start that wave 2 at this point. So really, I mean, if you think about it, it would just look like this instead, and then we would readjust where the trajectory of our wave 3 would be going. So nothing's too alarming to me at this moment, and so far nothing has changed as far as prices go. So people posting that they're going all to cash right now, or they're selling out of Ethereum, that's all them. I don't understand why people use clickbait like that. I still think that we've more than likely hit that bottom. I mean, no, not 100% sure that we've hit that bottom with Ethereum back in the middle of June, but how much lower could Ethereum really be going? Also, it's trading within patterns. And if you use LA wave theory and you understand how the moves are going to go, you're going to get a 3-wave move, or you're going to get a 5-wave move. Usually, we prefer 5-wave moves anyway. So if this was to be the case, if we're trading sideways here and it falls down lower, then that's just possibly just a much better situation anyways. Now, looking at how things are going within this trend that we've been in for almost a year now, looking at the all-time high with Ethereum back in November of 2021, and how from that point, we've just been trading along this current trend and seeing all this consolidation. So we've had multiple attempts with trying to break out of this. And as you can see, our bull market support band right here, how this has been lighting up. It's been on the other side of this trend line. But what do we have going on right now? Since we've been trading sideways consistently at around the same price, not a whole lot changing within these Fibonacci levels. What we got going on is our bull market support band is moving its way out of the trend. And when it's on the other side of this trend, then I expect things to look much better, in my opinion. But also worth looking at is our moving averages. So looking at our 20-day moving average, which that is causing some problems right now. It's one of the things that's creating a bit of resistance within the price, also at that Fibonacci level as well at 618. We also have our 50-day moving average that's right up there within the bull market support band. So we'll probably see some more resistance with that as well. Our 100-day moving average is actually out of that trend line now. And our 200-day moving average is well on the other side of the bull market support band. And that's the most bullish area to be in, is on this other side, where we have other cryptocurrencies, altcoins, that are on the other side of that right now. And they're making some very large price movements, or they have been, like XRP, Quant, just to name a couple. So how this is going to play out, in my opinion, this consolidation is at some point going to give. We're going to go on the other side of this trend, where we haven't been in for a year, and we're going to start seeing the price move in a different pattern. And in that case, then these next waves, this wave 3 is one that I expected is going to be a very large impulse. Then at some point we'll go in that wave 4, and then we'll go into another very large impulse within that wave 5, which will each one will be larger than our wave 1, in my opinion. So we'll just see these things continue playing out. Now, obviously, nothing's going to move up straight. They're just going to move within different waves within inside of them. Each one will have their own 5-wave impulse. So I expect a 5-wave impulse for the wave 3, then to come down within the wave 4 and a possible 5-wave impulse, and then go up again in the wave 5 and another 5-wave impulse is what I expect. All this is going to be leading us into next year. So don't quote me as saying that this is all going to happen. I mean, keep in mind that our wave 1 goes from mid-June on into August for it to complete. So it was exactly 2 months. And then our wave 2 went from that mid-August price point on into the 3rd week of September. And this wave 3 that hasn't had any sort of price movement to the upside or to the downside, really, it's just been flat for the most part. It hasn't gone lower than that wave 2, and it hasn't gone higher than really the next Fibonacci level. So all this is going to just be a very long wave 3, in my opinion, and that's going to take us probably up into around the end of the year, I would think, and then we'll see that correction probably just before 2022 ends, and then the wave 5 will be into next year at some time. So all this is a pattern that is going to take a lot of time to actually all work out. It's going to be very similar to like what we had seen before. And all this stuff just takes time. And I'm not saying that wave 5 is going to go to an all-time high, or that it's even going to go to the price of $4,000 or where it's going to be going. But I strongly think that the wave 3 is going to be going to a price of around $3,000. And I'm just saying that because there is a lot to really recover that would, in my opinion, if we had the right price movements, we can get back to a price where Ethereum was at at the end of March of this year. Because at that time, right as soon as April began, we just saw crypto selling off real fast. And so I think that would all be easier to retrace than anything else, really. So at the moment, a lot of this volatility that we're seeing within the markets are for anticipation of what the CPI data, the consumer price index information is going to be, and that will give us an understanding about interest rate hikes and how that could really reflect on the market. So if we get some news that is somewhat good, I expect that we'd probably see a lot of market movements to the upside. If it's bad information, then I would expect it not to be too dramatic, just due to the fact that a lot of things have already been selling off in advance for that fear of there being bad news. And so I think after we're kind of over that, within a day or whatever that it would come out, we'd start seeing some more price movements, hopefully to the upside. But of course, all this is stuff that's going to take time. So don't quote me as saying that the day after the CPI data comes out that crypto is going to start moving upwards. Everything is just going to be a process that's going to happen. This all needs to take its course, and we're not going to really see anything move too much until we have some sort of confirmation that is positive about inflation. So with that being said, though, if we were to see some good news with the CPI data, and that was to benefit the crypto market, then really Ethereum doesn't really have to move much to break out of this trend. Regardless if it was to continue trading sideways within the price range that it's at right now, it would do that by the end of the month or the beginning of November anyways, no matter what, if it was to stay within this range. If the price was to fall more, then it would, of course, have even more time on its side to stay within this trend. Now, also, as far as the price going up, if it was just to surpass these different moving averages, that would be that type of behavior that could send the price moving even more. And then if it was to get out of this trend faster due to that, then I would expect the price to move a lot more because of that. So anyways, that's the news right now. Not a whole lot of information, of course, because we've just been sideways for the last 3 weeks. But I'm expecting this all to hopefully come to an end here soon. So with that being said, please like, share, comment, subscribe. new content coming out all the time. I'm going to go ahead and jump on the next cryptocurrency topic to talk about. I'll just see you in the next one.